Yeah, as I promised that I would give you a little history on the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And first let me state this because I was already attacked that where do you get information, what kind of book you read, whatever. Every single thing that I'm gonna say now was published in the official Seventh-day Adventist publication. It is not from Jehovah's Witness. It is not from the Mormons. It is not from Sunday worshippers. It is not from atheists. This information is factual about Seventh-day Adventist Church. And if you know anything about Seventh-day Adventist Church, you should know, because this is it. What I'm putting out now is the teaching of Ellen G. White. All I'm doing now is just pointing out situations within the things she taught. Okay, so let's go. Seventh-day Adventist Church have over 9 million followers worldwide. They have churches in over 200 countries. Okay, they have schools, colleges, universities, hospitals, health food store, restaurants, TV stations, radio stations. They have an empire. They earn an average of $1.3 billion each year. The founder is Ellen G. White. She was born on November 26, 1827, here in the United States of America. At age 9, she was hit in the head with a rock, and she was unconscious for 3 weeks. After the 3 weeks, she was unable to attend school. So she basically only got like a 3-grade education. After that, she became very delicate physically, emotionally, mentally. Okay, now her maiden her maiden name was, she actually born as Ellen Harmond. Okay, now she grew up in a Methodist home with Methodist parents. These Methodist parents, they were believers and followers of a man known as William Miller. People who follow Mr. Miller was known as Millerites. A quick history on Millerites. Mr. Miller preaches and believed that Christ would return in his second coming in 1843. He did not come in 1843, and Mr. Miller moved the date to October 22nd, 1844. When Christ still did not come 1844, it was chaotic because he let people sell their houses, sell their properties, quit their jobs, and was preparing for the coming of Christ. Ellen G. White was emotional about it. She prayed, she cried for months. She still did not want to admit that they went wrong. Even though the same Mr. Miller admit that he was wrong, Ellen G. White refused from admitting that she was wrong. Instead, what she did, she said she got a vision from God, that God telling her that he made the mistake. The mistake was not Mr. Miller, that God made the mistake. It's in her publication. You can check the writings of Ellen G. White. But Ellen G. White, she that's how she started that movement. And she ended up marrying a man known as James White in 1846. That's where she get the name White. James White was also a follower of Miller, who is one of them who also believed that Christ was coming 1843. Him not come. They to believe he would come 1844. Him still never come. Okay, she claimed that God gave her a vision, and she write a whole bunch of stuff based on her visions. She predict a lot of stuff. It was said that her writing is a continuation of the Bible. Just like the Bible was inspired by man, they say she was inspired by God to continue with her writings. Which was not so, but she was powerful in writing because she wrote like 5,000 articles, 59 books, and about 55,000 manuscripts. There were doubts with some of the stuff she wrote, specifically the manuscripts. She take credit for everything she wrote, but it was later realized and found out a lot of stuff that she wrote was copied from other people's work. In some cases, at one point, the Adventist society was taken to court for situations like that. Changes was made, and long story, I'm not gonna go there. Okay, now a lot of things she wrote was also is very embarrassing. Would be very embarrassing to be published now. So a lot of stuff is still locked away in the White's estate vault there in California. I won't touch there because then people's gonna question me, how do you know? If it's locked away, how do you know that? So I won't even go there. I'm only going by what the Seventh-day Adventist has in their publications. Now, at one time, she says she says an angel was always at the side of her bed there while she's doing her writing, prophesying to her, have things like that. One of the things that she said that God told her is that the Sunday worshippers are the people, they are the mark of the beast and stuff like that. She also said that God prophesied to her that old Jerusalem will never be built up. It will always be a wreck. That's not true. Jerusalem is built up and is now one of the most beautiful places after it become a Jewish state. She said that she would be alive to experience the second coming of Christ. She did not. Helen G. died July 16, 1915. But in the 1950s, she told all those new converts of hers that they got to hurry up and adjust their life, learn as much as they can learn, because they only have months left for the coming of Christ, which is crazy. In 1952, she predicted the United States would fall to crumble, will be attacked by England, and England would bury the United States to dust. That has never happened. She claimed she traveled in her dream, in a vision with wings to many different planets. And in one of the planets, she met Enoch. And crazy stuff like that. She also was a racist because she claims that God put certain birds and animals in the ark. And she says after that, some race that was created is because that men went with animals, and that is why you get certain race. You need to read up the history of the woman who pioneer, who create the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Don't fight my argument. Research. You're going to look stupid if you only argue based on what I'm saying without having the facts. Because if you know an Adventist minister who went to the Adventist whatever, the theological school, ask him. They know. Because these information are not the hidden ones. These are way out. I remember there was two Millerites who they tried to classify why God didn't come 1843 and he still didn't come 1844. They want to classify it. I don't remember the story. Yes, they said that Jesus Christ did not come physically in person, earth, in 1844. They say instead Jesus Christ appeared to the most holy place in heaven. It wasn't on earth. And then after that, Ellen G. White, as usual, she always conveniently get a vision for God to verify stuff. After that, Ellen G. White said, like, she's in her speech, she said something like 1 year ago, God told me that this man, I don't remember his name, who said that Jesus came in heaven instead, blah, 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 that God told her that he's right. That was the thing. But remember, before that though, Helen G. White excuse for why God didn't come in 1844. She says that God prophesied to her. She says God prophesied to her that he himself, God, made a mistake with the dates and he had to cover it up. So she actually said God told her that it was God who made the mistake. It's not William Miller. So you have to look into these things if it's true. Her doctrine is really fascinating. Helen G. White, the Adventist Bible is different because there are a lot of things in Revelation and I think in Daniel, stuff like that. The Adventist Church changed a lot of stuff because they don't believe the divinity of Jesus Christ in the sense that regular Protestant churches do believe. So there's a lot of changes that they do in the Adventist Bible is different. The Jehovah's Witness Bible is different. The Catholic Church Bible is different. And the Protestant Church Bible is different. And these are the things that we do. We just take things And we just believe things. And even when the information is out there, why is it that if somebody tell you about something, why do you fail to go from the root to find out where did this thing come from? How did it originate? Who bring it here? Who create this? But remember, I always say that the brain create God. God did not create the brain. I give you an example and situation before where this guy met in an accident. He damaged the right temporal lobe in the brain. This guy was never religious. And ever since, because of damage of the brain, he has, every time he go into his epilepsy effect, he had a fits. He start preaching and warning and giving gospel about Jesus Christ, about God, because of the damage in his brain. Remember, Ellen G. White was hit with a rock in her head at age 9. So, I have nothing else to say about that. Use your own imagination. But these are the things we have to look into. Although I burn everything about Christianity, but for now, this is just the Adventist. Because the Sunday worshippers too, they should know that Emperor Constantine of Rome was 100% a pagan. It is said that he became a Christian in 325 AD, which everything that Emperor Constantine left still prove and show that everything is pagan that he does. But if he become Christian in 325 AD, you must remember that he changed the day of worship to Sunday 321 AD. That is while he was a pagan, 3 years before they claim he become a Christian. So you must also know that, and Sunday, he did it because Sunday was also the day that they worship the sun god. And he also changed Jesus' birthday to December 25th because December 25th is the birthday for the sun god. So the whole Christian thing is messed up and everything. And I don't know what is so upsetting for you to know history. Where the same information and source that give you the Bible, it's the same information and source that I used to understand this. You have to understand that the Bible is coming from a particular thing. And there are other things that was there. Things was chosen for the Bible. Things was put in the Bible. Things was refused from the Bible. I look at the Bible. I look at the things that was in the Bible. The thing that was removed from the Bible. The thing that did not go in the Bible. I apply common sense. That's all it takes. Common sense. And your parents, you have kids coming up. Tradition is not necessarily good. It's not necessarily right. Tradition is just the belief or the habit of past life. You don't